Okay, we're looking at 22 and 23 on the review. So in 22, we're just trying to match the graph to the function. So we've got two log functions here. So let's take a look at these four graphs. I'm going to start with number 1. So when I look at that basic shape like that, I have seen that before. And that is going to be what we call exponential growth. Right, so this is something in the form f of x equals b to the x, right, with b greater than 1. So not a log, so I don't want that one. If we look for another one that looks sort of familiar, I'll use a pen instead of a highlighter this time. Here's another one that we've seen before. We saw this back in another section, and that is going to be what we call exponential decay. So this is also in the form f of x equals b to the x, where b is less than 1. Right, so neither of these are logs. So now we're down to these two. So we got to figure out which one goes with which base. So what I want you to do is I want you to look for the point where y is 1. So I'm interested in this point. This is the point 2, 1. And over here where y is 1, this looks like about 1/2 1. So these are kind of the points I look for on log graphs. And this point will have to match the base. Okay, so those two go together. And then here's 1/2 and 1/2, so those two go together. All right, so for A, it would be graph 2. And for B, it would be graph 3. All right, so 23 is just going over some of your basic log properties before we get into the rules of logs. So remember, when we're identifying these, you want to go to exponent form. Now it's not set equal to anything. You can set it equal to x. You can set it equal to a question mark if you want. So when I see that log base 9 of 1, I'm thinking 9 raised to what power would give me 1? And that would only be true if I was raising it to a power of 0. So that one will be 0. For this one, I'm thinking 7 raised to what power would give me 7? Well, 7 is just 7 to the first, so I would need that to be a 1. So we're picking the exponent that makes that true. All right, let's skip over to D. I'm going to save C for last. So again, same idea. I'm thinking 3 raised to what power gives me 3 to the 4th? Well, we can see that's clearly going to be 4. This last one is tricky. I want it set equal to something. So remember, we're going to shortcut this one. If the bases match, then these numbers have to match. So I've got bases of 8, so those match. So that means those two have to match. And so my answer will be 5.